as we cover a bunch of anime that we weren't around to review. Partially because, well, we were living in a car at the moment. But yeah, last night we did a review of Garden of Sinners from 2007 to 2010. But this year, or this time, it's all us in 2023, and mostly new, but some returning in sequel, because usually we don't cover sequels or the most popular series, but this time, we're throwing it out. We're going through the reviews. It's gonna be quick. It's about 18 anime in total talk. So let's get straight to it. Let me pull up the image. All right. Nope. Wait, where is it? There you go. All right. First one we're going to talk about Devil is a Part-Time Season 2. It was meh. Yeah. The popular isekai, or I guess reverse isekai, because the people end up in this world, from a few years back, finally came out with a second season, and it was okay. I was not impressed. The animation was just base, for this season, and you'll see why. We have some hard hitters in tonight's reviews. The story basically has our wonderful friend Satan, basically getting a child through his connection with Amelia, the hero, and God, it's cute at times, but no, it's just a meh. If you like the first season and wanted a little bit more, check it out. But I really can't give good review to say, hey, watch this and continue with this, because it's just bland. Alright, that's one down. Musume-kun no Revenge R, which is part 2 of Musume-kun. We haven't reviewed this one ever, but yes, this series is about a boy who was called fat and basically, well, insulted, and he wanted to get revenge. He became the ultimate buff fitness dude, and life just still didn't get as great as he wanted his revenge from. And I loved it in a sense, because yes, we did have some good romance and a little bit of comedy, but I mean, it was just hard to take at the end, with choices, because it's like, oh, she's the reason for all my problems that I want revenge, but I'll forgive her and I'll love her. But there's no real reason for her to go after me, other than she was just jealous. And yeah. It's a good series overall, and if you're gonna watch the first half, definitely just watch the second half as well, because it carries on pretty much as well as the first season. Definitely a gem, not a glimming, but not a tarnished either. So it's a decent watch if you like a romance comedy. So yeah, check it out. Now, this one I am and currently am still watching. Season 2 of The Magus Bride. A little bit of romance, a little bit of comedy, a lot of, well, moments. Kind of don't really know what goes on at times, but we finally get sort of our Chisei, the main character, in school, learning about magic, even though I'm most of the way through the season, and she hasn't really learned anything. She solved a bunch of mysteries, and they're still working on them from what I've been watching. But, I mean, if you like The Mage's Bride, you'll like this. There's a little bit more content in between that they kind of filled in over the past year. That I feel is a little bit better than Season 2, but I can't object. Season 2, still a gem, and carries on pretty well. So if you like the series, you like it. We haven't gotten to a new series yet. Still not a new series. Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You, Season 2. This is my vote for top romance of the year. Using all the anime that have come out this year that I've watched, and I've got to give it to the series because it's still sickeningly sweet, yet cute and funny, watching these two trip over, even though it's the fastest marriage to a couple in anime, because they get married in episode 1 of season 1. So, but I mean, it's so cute, so wholesome. It's one of those I just curl up with the pillow and squeeze when I watch it. It's too beautiful. It's too cute. And I vote on it as Romance of the Year for me. That's my key one. There wasn't too many romance that I saw this year that I would be like, yeah, that's the couple of the year. And I didn't watch Toma-chan as a boy, so I can't vouch for that one. I wanted to, but I was like, nah, I hadn't really watched it, so can't vouch for it. Demon Slayer, season 3 story arc. All right, I'm gonna first off say this had the most disappointing movie moment to me this year, because Crunchyroll released the last 2 episodes of season 2 along with the first episode of season 3 as a movie. And I was bored. I wanted a place to go. I went to the movie to pay for this, and I felt ripped off. I honestly felt ripped off. The series this season was not bad, but yeah, you can tell Demon Slayer is on its way out. That it's gonna wrap up soon. It's giving some of the character story, but it's also ending off a lot of characters. And it's nice to see these characters take action. And yeah, there was a great moment with, Nazuka. And her coming out finally out of the box in the day and saying good morning. That was cute. Okay, that was good. But yeah, all right. First, sort of new anime of the year. Trigun Stampede. This is my vote for animation of the year. Trigun, just this version of Trigun is more sci-fi heavy than its original sort of Western space version. That was the original that came out in the 90s. That was beautiful in its time there. But Studio Orange, this is a fairly new studio, and my freaking God, did they come out hard. I have to go over here. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this over here a little bit. we're gonna play a little bit of this trailer, or POV. This thing is just gorgeous. So I've gotta play some of the trailer here. This is an amazing 3DI, or 3D. Just the movement, the art, the backgrounds. Characters are so lifelike. So yeah, definitely my vote for top animated series of the year goes to Trigun. It was just so good, so rich, so well-developed story, and I can't wait to see more from Orange because they did an amazing job on this one. They should absolutely be proud because they blew out of the way a studio that would have gotten top honors in animation if they didn't screw over their animators. But we will talk about the studio because we got them later. Let's see here. Musoke Tensei 2. I won't say the story was good, but at the same time, kinda numb. It's one sleepy anime to watch, in my opinion, this season. Not much action, but a lot of just emotional hits with Rudius, and I loved it, but I can't give it high grades versus its original run. So yeah, good, not great. Maybe there's more to it. For right now, there's no more to season 2. But yeah, I'll give it decent. Alright, Liar Liar. One of the first real new anime that we haven't hit. Liar Liar. Game of basically a school of games where you play out different games and get higher ranks. I like the premise of this. If you like No Game, No Life, but wanted a little more humor and I think a little more appropriate romance choices, this was a good one to watch. And it was a series, wasn't long, short, about 13 episodes. And Kitaro Shinohara is the main character. It's interesting to see a character who failed upward as a main character. He was not supposed to have this star ranking that he gets at the beginning, literally by beating the top-ranked student at the school, just learning how to play. And since then, he just hams it up and bluffs his way through and cheats his way through. And it sometimes shows it pays to cheat. And it's a fun anime. It's not a, amazing gym, something I'd write home for him about. But if you want something enjoyable that's 13 episodes, it works. Good one. Alright, another remake. Rurouni Kenshin. Season 1 of the remake. Yeah. I know it's trying to be more true to the manga, but at the same time, I wish they kind of gave a little more treatment of the original cast of Rurouni Kenshin back into this series, or put a little more effort into making this a little bit better. I felt it was just an okay retelling of what we already got. If you want to watch Rurouni Kenshin, watch the original. I I know there's a lot of filler, but honestly, I feel it's better than this sort of melatonin series. It's just kind of just hitting the bass notes with no real emotion, and in my opinion. And yeah, I hate to say it, I'm not a fan of the remake. And it makes me worried about another series that I love getting a remake coming up this year. But it's still decent. If you want to watch a modern version of Rurouni Kenshin, it's worth a watch. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just, nah. Alright, this is the only one on here that I did not watch that I am going to talk about. Excuse me. Sub 100. Glad they finally ended it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this probably the story of the year choice. Even though I didn't watch it, I had a friend who loved it, watched it. I'm just not a zombie fan, so I avoided it purposely. But I love the premise. The fact that you go to work in this soul-crushing job, and all of a sudden the zombie apocalypse occurs, and you are freer in your life with the zombie apocalypse. And just enjoying that. And there's just something enjoyable and refreshing to have a zombie story with that mindset, where somebody's like, yeah, the zombie apocalypse is going on, but hey, we don't care. Let's keep going with our lives in a good way. Have some fun before we die. That's what it is. I mean, great premise. Love the story concept. Maybe I'll watch it one of these days if people can, push me further enough. But yeah, check it out. I can't give an honest point review from us because I haven't watched it, but good series. I'm gonna very briefly touch this, but I'm not gonna give a point review because this is gonna be next week's review. This is my isekai of the year. Shangri-La Frontier. I don't know if you would technically declare it. Hiltz Yandere. Yandere Yochu. Hey, how's it going? So, I love this show. I am loving this show, but I am not going to give the full review because I do want to cover it next week with a little more detail. But yeah, it's great to have on here. I'm trying not to spoil it so I don't spoil it. I love the premise of it being a game that just goes in and out of really freely. And I love the premise that the character, the main character, is someone who loves to just trash on trash games and play them. Because we all have that little bit of us when we play games that want to just dominate the series. And that's pretty much what this anime is about. And God love it. It's beautiful. And I'll give a full review next week when we do this series. But yeah. Hell's Paradise. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about this. Because this is my anime world of the year. I absolutely love this series. I watched the first episode, and I almost forced myself to watch every episode in a row right then and there. I had to take a break because I had to sleep and then go to work. But my God, the premise that you are a ninja, well, Gamamaru, our main character, is a ninja, and he is put up for execution because he's considered one of the worst killers of the area. Love the Hell's Paradise too. Yeah, absolutely. This is a solid gleaming gem. This, I want to keep watching this series. I know it's on a, hiatus right now, meaning I don't know if we're getting a second half of second season, or of the first season, or if that's all we're getting and then we're going into season 2 next time. But I definitely want a season 2. The fact that they go to an island that you have carnivorous plants eating away at people and growing into people's body, and it's just, oh my god, a wonderful story. And it plays into, historical Japan a little bit. I mean, it's fantasized, but it's still enjoyable. And by God, just be prepared when you watch this for somebody to just kill someone. I don't know why somebody's banging the thing. But yeah, people, be prepared for people to just die all the time. Alright. Somebody's staying around. Alright, I want to take a... I don't know what's going on there. People pegging around on me. The hell? Weird. Alright. Let's talk about the controversy. Yeah, Nappa. You screwed up. You put out not one, but 2 freaking amazing anime of the year. And amazing animation. And you treated your animators like crap. Which is why I have to knock Jujutsu Kaisen down some this time. Love Jujutsu Kaisen, love the manga. I've been reading the manga. Finally watched the end of this current season, current run. Not happy with Mappa, but I'd have to give it the fight of the year, honestly, with, what is it? It's not Gojo's, Jingo and, freaking... Why am I freaking skipping on the name? Demon and possessing, Itadori. I don't know... I don't remember his name, I'm blanking on it, but that fight, I mean, you blow away a large chunk of Tokyo away, and it automatically skyrocketed, Sukuna. Yeah, Sukuna. The Sukuna fight, honestly, rockets it up into one of the biggest fights of all anime. And, dude, the series is impressive. Just, the production company, screw you, man. Pay your animators. Give them some time off. Give them a freaking break, man. Come on. This is a gleaming show. I can't remove the gleaming status, but I can say, yeah, I am greatly disappointed that Map Up took this great show and just treated their animators like crap. Alright, my cutesy comedy series of the year goes to freaking Onichan wa Oshima. This is a manga I was reading for years. I didn't think it was going to become an anime, and when it did, oh my god. It is probably the most wholesome anime of the year. And you wouldn't think about that when you have the premise of a younger sister basically making her older brother a young loli girl. Somehow, it's so cutesy and sweet, and I want a second season. This was just too wholesome and enjoyable. I was loving this series, and it was a winter to spring anime, and God love it. It was one of the best, in my opinion, of that time. Not the best. We'll get to that soon. But definitely, I love this series as a manga because it's just cute, wholesome, sort of sisterly love. Even though the younger is now, or was the older brother and not a sister. It's just cute. It's cute and wholesome. Even though there's some hints of sexual tension, it's just cute and wholesome. I loved it. It's too good to not give credit to. Vinland Saga 2. This is my choice for anime of the year. Honestly, this is the Mappa series I was talking about that we have to give top credit to. By far, the I have no enemies, no enemies part is just perfect writing. The writing alone pretty much wrote this over to #1 slot in my opinion, but you add to it Nappa's animation, the details that you get from things like them pulling up trees, and who knew after season 1 where we got so many bloody fights that you would love watching them work a farm for season 2. And I can't wait to see season 3. I kind of want Nappa not to handle it, but at the same time, I can't not rank this high on even Nappa's list of, projects. It's just gorgeous. It had one of my favorite anime songs of all the year with River. By God. I mean, if you have not watched Vinland Saga now, you really should. It is definitely a gleaming gem, and maybe a gleaming gem as the whole series goes. There is definitely going to be a season 3. I highly doubt they would pass up releasing that with as well respected this series was. Especially this season. Oh my God. It got more talks than the first season, I think. So, yeah, Vinland Saga, top rank anime. Watch Thorfinn become a man at peace with himself. And, the beautiful, beautiful animation. I felt just warm and cozy in a very witchery location. Konosuba! An explosion of the world. Wonderful world. Peak comedy. Honestly, there was not any good comedy this year that I saw other than this and Onima. This had me freaking laughing out loud and missing Konosuba, which we will finally get season 3 this year. But this helped fill in gaps going up to the beginning, including who was responsible for the Axis cult. It's all on Megaman. Best girl caused the problem. No. But yeah, absolutely. Konosuba is still one of the best comedy series of all time from anime, and this series just helped add another point in it. If you haven't watched Konosuba, you don't know what you're missing. Absolute flaming gem. This series, I will say, more of a gem. The animation wasn't as high quality, but whenever you had Megaman use her spell to make an explosion, it was gorgeous. Oh my God. And just praise for the humor. The humor alone brings this series to the top. And the fact that we just didn't really have that many comedy this year. So, yeah, nice to have something to good and laugh at. I loved it. I loved it. Plus seeing Chomsky being so cute and cuddly, despite being a giant demon of destruction. Just a beautiful series. Gotta love Best Girl getting her story out there. Alright. I'm not gonna talk about the series because God knows it, it's already gleaming gem. We're just gonna talk about the one episode. That is Year 5. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got Gear 5, and by God, if Nappa didn't go hard this year, this was going to be animation of the year. But I will put this as the most impressive power usage in anime for the year, because we get to see Luffy go full cartoonish on Kaido with Gear 5, and it's peak Oda. Just, oh my God. I know I'm a One Piece fangirl, and yeah, damn it. But I mean, Oda just wrote an amazing power that just blinded us all, and just throwing that in with them going around and animating it the way they did, and the music, the background music in this part was just so... I never heard a theme that wanted me to dance more than the Gear 5 transformation music of, what do they call it? Was it the Drums of Freedom? Oh my God, just a drumming beat that was like, yeah. I mean, that really, really made that episode peak for One Piece, and I have to give it high praise. It was the moment One Piece fans were waiting for, and it delivered. Just the amazing action. Now, I will fault Toei. You did something I really hated with One Piece this season. Quit doing clip shows. I don't need a clip show of an episode's, the 4 episodes that we just watched. We don't need clip shows. I know you need to fill up time. I know you're trying to keep it going all the time, but I don't mind if there's a break. Quit giving me clip shows. Come on, Toei. Given we're getting the One Piece reboot before One Piece anime's done, so hopefully they'll be a little more true to the manga and not put in all this filler. But this fight was not filler. This fight was just we needed that cartoony element to it that can only be described as like Popeye the Sailor or Bugs Bunny doing some incredible action moves. Only One Piece could bring that to us. It is why it is the king of manga. Lastly, Oshinoko. This is top-ranked storytelling. The animation is gorgeous. The music is gorgeous. This would have been my top rank if it didn't have Vinland Saga in there. This is by far a beautiful series, a new series that brought into us and brought in a mystery that just hit hard. Yeah, it's a little cringy at the start with the Doctor being reborn as Aqua, but having moments, especially like the cyberbullying moment, and I've read ahead a little bit since, and I know we're in for some interesting stories coming in season 2, which literally is going to hit, I think, in spring. I don't think it's coming out this season. I think it's coming out in spring. I could be wrong. Winter anime starts next week. So we might take a break from doing reviews after Shangri-La. Simply because we like to give 3 episodes before we do a review. But yeah, Oshinoko, one of the top anime of the show, of the season. But yeah, you can even see my anime list. It's 87.2. Vinland Saga, 8.8. And it's within reason. The story is just a little bit harder in Vinland Saga, but still, I love Oshinoko. It is absolute gleaming gem. And if they come as hard as they did with season 2, as they did with season 1, I am sure fans will love it. I don't know what's going to happen with High Dive leaving, as to where it's going to go, but I guarantee you either Netflix, Hulu, or Crunchyroll will grab this series in a heartbeat, because it is just that good. So, yeah, great series. So, I mean, overall, I kind of wanted to discuss these series a little bit, simply because I watched them. I didn't get to review them, mainly because of life stuff, also because, well, frankly, some of the shows were outside our purview. We weren't going to do the most popular. We don't usually do the year's, sequels, so we don't really hit sequels. I could also throw Shield Hero in here. Season 3, definitely an improvement over Season 2. But both of them fall in, I think, for this year. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was much an improvement. But, yeah, they're just rushing through the books. So, they're not really developing the story. And it kind of hurts because Season 1 was just great. Excellent anime. But Season 2... I mean, there have been a few other anime I looked at, but most of them, honestly, didn't catch my attention or weren't that great in my opinion. We've already reviewed several this season that we give high ranks to. Like Pluto was freaking amazing. Like Overtake. I finally watched the end of Overtake. Oh my god. My heart retched for that moment. That happened, that was linked up to the Fukushima incident. The second anime I can talk about Fukushima with, because the first one would be Suzume. I don't include it on the list for the year because it only got an American release this year. It had a Japanese release the year before. Beautiful movie. Gorgeous movie. And I was crying during that film, especially at the end when you find out about how the poor girl was lost her mom because of Fukushima. And but we're getting those stories. I mean, that was 2011. So the people who suffered that tragedy are growing up and they're telling their stories. And my God, do we hear just that heartbreaking moment. And on that note, we gotta talk about the issues that happened over the new year with Japan. I truly bleed my heart out for the earthquake victims. It's part of being in Japan that you're gonna face earthquakes and volcano eruptions. They know it, they expect it. Luckily, the life cost was down for the earthquake because they're prepared. They're prepared. But it doesn't mean damage and lives aren't just torn up a bit. There are ways to support Japan, and please, if you're going to support Japan for these incidents, make sure you're going through a proper channel and not just going blindly and giving money to somebody that you don't know if they're actually going to give the money. We've had that incident go through a big issue through YouTube this past month, that a charitable YouTuber wasn't so charitable as they said. So please make sure you're giving the right people if you're gonna give them support. And then literally the freaking day after, in Sapporo, you had the plane collision. Luckily, the people on the airliner all got out alive. Sadly, however, 5 members of the Coast Guard did lose their life as their plane was the one that got hit. And I am still amazed how the heck they got out of there with as few lives lost with the photos and videos. Hello, I'm an Instagram follower. Hey, pretty new. Welcome. Thank you. I need to make it part of my year to start doing more with Instagram. I've been a little hesitant because it's part of Meta, and Meta likes to just let people copyright claim everything that we do, even if it's nothing that somebody else does. So it's usually just false copyright claims. But we will probably start doing more with Instagram this year. We are going into a much different schedule than I wanted. Unfortunately, we're having to change our game up. Do you take art requests? Yes! Our Saturday stream is an art request show. So if you notify us through Instagram and tell us what you want, I can add it to the list. I think we're built up through mid-February right now with requests. We're going to be doing The Office Orc is the title of the episode for our stream Saturday for Dining and Doodles. We're going to be doing that. We, of course, do our Dribble Draw series on Tuesday. I got to apologize to Twitch fans. The connection did not go through. You can watch it on YouTube. That what we did when we were predicting the whole... The Pudis 78. Okay. All right. I know who you are. Yes. All right. I'm also going to be promoting a lot of more of the comics going through on Instagram this year. It's going to start with this weekend. You're going to have Demon Blade's final pages coming out in the next few days for Chapter 8 or Chapter 9 before we go into Chapter 10. And Witchin is going weekly page release instead of monthly 16-page drop, simply because it's too much work for me to be trying to tackle full 16 pages a month on top of a job, on top of streaming, on top of other commissions and work we gotta do. I think I already posted a request. If you have, I'll go through, make sure I got everything in line. I might even give you an estimated date. I can't give a solid date because I don't know tech issues. I am worried if Saturday stream might be disrupted due to weather this weekend, because I am in an area that very likely can get ice storms. So if the power's out, I can't do the stream. But we are going to tomorrow come back with our gaming stream. Unfortunately, I have to put Yakuza on hold. Not because we don't want to play it, or we're getting copyright struck or anything. It's simply because of a tech issue. Windows has decided, hey, your capture card is just crap, and we're not going to acknowledge it anymore. So we're going to be playing Ni no Kuni. It'll be the first time for me to play through Ni no Kuni. It's appropriate. I mean, it's Ghibli's anime RPG. And I've never played it. I've not really watched it. I know a lot of people love it. So we'll play that tomorrow. I'm doing. Already sent me around. Okay. I'll get with you after stream. That'd be good. Yeah. So we'll be having new content coming out. Saturdays are going to be new content from my comics. So Witchin' and Demon Blade. We're going to return Sunday for Patreons to new content. For public, the Patreon stuff's not going to come out for another 2 weeks. I just want to have that delay in between going forth. And then, on top of that, we have our 4 streams. So, yeah. 1 stream on Tuesday at 8 p.m., which is Dribble Draw, where it's our topical. While we do comic work. Our Lesser Love stream, which you're tuning in right now. Where we review anime of the season, particularly lesser known titles. And our gaming stream on Friday. And the most popular part is, my request was Lisa from Genshin deflating a bus tire with it. Yes, I had that one. Yes, that is on my list. I think we might get to it at the end of this month. I could be wrong on where it's on the list, but it is coming out this month, I believe. So, as long as we don't have any delays. Hopefully we don't have any delays. Good lord, I don't want any more delays. But, yeah. We'll be back with gaming stream on Friday, which is tomorrow night, and we'll be playing Ni no Kuni. And then we'll be doing The Office Orc on Dining and Doodles for Saturday. I hope to see you all there. We're going to be sharing more. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, or share. Share, more importantly, because the sharing helps bring new audience members. So, yeah. I thank you all for joining in tonight. This was a nice little quick change up for our anime review. Just wanted to hit a bunch of anime we didn't hit that I had to talk about. We'll probably do this again next year when the new year hits. But for now, I want to thank you all for joining in. And just remember to be the best you that you are, and have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.